Live, this is News Channel 8 at 11 on your side.
Inside a Tampa food desert.
There's more fast food. Healthy-wise, like we should eat, not too many.
What's being done to fill a critical need heading into summer break?
And time to stop scrolling. An alarming new warning about the risk of social media on children and teens.
When it's constantly there, your mental health is going to decline.
Plus, protecting Florida's wildlife. A community divided on how to solve a deadly dilemma.
And COVID tests delivered. Problem is, nobody ordered them. And you're footing the bill. 8 on your side investigates.
Tomorrow is the last day of class for many Bay Area school districts. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. For many children, the end of school also means the end of healthy options provided during those school lunch hours. For example, the 33610 zip code in Northeast Tampa is classified as a food desert, where many people either live in poverty or live far from a grocery store. These red dots you see are smaller stores with limited options. The blue dots are the bigger stores with healthier options. That's a Publix and a Walmart, both of which are miles away.
News Channel 8's Lenny Supal visited that area today, and Lenny, residents say they're frustrated with the lack of options they have.
Absolutely frustrated and concerned about the growing number of people living in poverty. And that's fueling one woman to launch a business that's changing the face of Northeast Tampa. And tonight, Tampa City Council also taking a closer look at the growing number of food deserts in the community. They are considering a proposal to use city-owned property for community gardens. Live in Tampa tonight, Lenny Supal, 8 on your side.
Thank you, Lenny. If you have school-aged children and you have transportation, there is help for you. For families in Hillsborough County, for example, 97 school sites will give out free meals for children this summer. They will offer breakfast and lunch Monday through Thursday, starting this coming Tuesday. The Manatee County School District will also offer free meals this summer at various spots in Bradenton, Palmetto, and Parrish. You can find more information on the food programs on WFLA.com. All right, rainy season in full swing with another day of heavy storms. A viewer in Pinellas County sent us this video. It appears to be a funnel cloud. This is in Terra Verde. Our chief meteorologist, Jeff Baradelli, has been keeping an eye on all of this for us, as well as the upcoming holiday season. So what about it, Jeff?
It was a very active day today. We saw all kinds of weather across the area. We had hail. That funnel cloud actually was a water spout, touched down right there in Terra Verde and Fort DeSoto. And look at what happened in Tampa earlier today. This is a time lapse, and watch these clouds kind of shroud over the top of downtown Tampa. Very tumultuous skies. You can see the rising and sinking air and all of that turbulence in the atmosphere, and then that sheet of very torrential downpours that move through the downtown. Some places got even heavier rain, namely places like Lakeland. Let's take a look at Max Defender 8 radar. It's been raining for the past few hours out, especially in Polk County. The rain moved by Pinellas County. There were heavy downpours Manatee County, heavy downpours Hillsborough up to the Nature Coast, but then they stayed put for a couple of hours in especially central parts of our viewing area. And because of that, look at this. Southern parts of Lakeland, about 5 inches of rain there. Plant City, you got about 4.1 inches of rain. Picking up a lot of rain in a very short period of time, making up some ground, because remember, up until now, we've had severe to extreme drought across the area. It's actually going to be pleasant when you wake up in the morning. Temperatures will actually get into the 60s, so when you step out the door, it's going to feel a little better. And that trend is going to continue as we head into the weekend. Now, tomorrow, a nice start, lots of sunshine, a couple of spotty showers developing during the afternoon, but it will not be as stormy as it was today. And we have big changes on the way as we head into your Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jeff. State wildlife officials say thousands of seabirds have gotten caught in fishing lines and nets over the last 2 years at the Sunshine Skyway Pier State Park. And now the focus is on preventing more birds from dying at the pier. News Channel 8's Trevor Sohaki is live in the Tampa News Center for us tonight. And Trevor, no one is disputing this is a problem, right?
Pier State Park is a hot spot for seabird entanglement and has been for years now. And that everyone I spoke to doesn't want to see birds die. The question comes down to how they go about that. And the organization plans on reviewing the impact of the regulations after 2 years. So when will all these rules go into effect? Well, there's still one final rule hearing in July, so change is still months away. Live in the Tampa News Center, Trevor Sohaki, 8 on your side.
In a unanimous decision, the Supreme Court ruled to significantly weaken a landmark water pollution law. The ruling narrows the federal government's authority over marshes and bogs. That's considered a win for industries such as home building and oil and gas. Private companies are required to seek Clean Water Act permits if they want to work in federally protected wetlands. President Biden responding to the court's decision, saying in part the Supreme Court's disappointing decision in Sackett versus EPA will take our country backwards, jeopardizing the sources of clean water that millions of American families, farmers, and businesses rely on.
A Bay Area teen has been rescued and authorities have arrested 4 men in connection with human trafficking. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nacco says Randy Kofelt targeted a 15-year-old girl on a dating site in December. Investigators say he received naked photos of the teen and solicited the girl for sex. Sheriff Nacco is warning parents human trafficking is happening online and he suspects Kofelt has other victims. Well, are children spending too much time on TikTok, Instagram, and other social media apps?
The U.S. Surgeon General issued an urgent warning that social media use is contributing to the country's youth mental health crisis. NewsChannel 8's Justin Shecker spoke with some local teens about it, as well as a child psychologist. He joins us in Tampa. Justin.
Keith and Jen, good evening to you both. The teens and psychologists both told me moderation is critical in order to minimize the impact social media can have on children's mental health. And in his report, the U.S. Surgeon General makes recommendations for policymakers. He says they need to fund future research, require more data privacy protections for children, and encourage digital and media literacy education in our schools. Live tonight in Tampa, I'm Justin Shecker, 8 on your side.
Thank you, Justin. Expect some big crowds if you plan to fly out of Tampa International Airport this Memorial Day weekend. TPA is gearing up for a record number of travelers. Some tips to help you avoid the travel headache: choose Blue Express curbside for drop-offs and pickups. Pay for parking ahead of time online. Avoid circling because there is a cell phone lot that you can park in while waiting for your passenger to arrive. And be sure to check for any weather delays.
All of our shops and restaurants fully open. Our TSA checkpoints are going to be fully staffed. We know this is going to be a record year, and definitely summer is going to be a busy travel season for us.
Experts recommend you arrive at the airport at least 2 hours before your flight and 3 hours if you are traveling internationally.
Still to come, Bay Area seniors are upset with companies shipping them COVID tests they didn't ask for.
And they have contacted Medicare about this, but nothing has changed. Now they're calling 8 on your side. Next at 11, watch Shannon Bacon, our investigator, learn when she tracked one shipping company down.
Plus, check out what's hiding in this tree. It's a bear, and it had some folks in Polk County doing a double take.
Watch Max Defender 8 and start preparing for the upcoming hurricane season.
Have you been in an auto accident? You need help fast. Call 1-800-ASK-GARY, even from the scene. Your free 24/7 auto accident helpline.
The costliest hurricane to hit Florida came ashore right here on Fort Myers Beach. I'm Max Defender 8 Chief Meteorologist Jeff Baradelli. Join us for Surviving the Storm. We'll reveal the lessons Hurricane Ian is still teaching us.
Time is the one resource you cannot get more of.
As we look back at the damage that still lingers and the insurance crisis it left behind. Be prepared this hurricane season. Don't miss Surviving the Storm.
Saturday at 7 on News Channel 8. Sponsored by these partners.
Medicare recipients are tired of being bombarded with unwanted shipments of COVID-19 test kits.
They are more than a little annoyed that Medicare keeps paying for these tests, even after they have requested the claims be denied. 8 on your side investigator Shannon Bacon has the story.
Most of the kits are coming from Illinois, California, and South Florida, but some appear to be coming from a local address in Pasco County. When I didn't get an answer on the phone, I paid the place a visit.
Bears, especially young bears, are on the move right now as they set out on their own. So it makes sense there was another sighting in the Bay Area. A bear was spotted hanging out in a tree at a Lake Wales park earlier today. Looks pleasant, right? Neighbors initially spotted the bear overnight going through people's trash.
This is the most exciting thing to happen in Lake Wales in I don't know how long. There's not much that happens here, so it's exciting.
It is exciting. Look at it. We're talking about it on the news. The bear eventually climbed down the tree at around 1:30 this afternoon and headed into a wooded area, which is exactly what state and local officials wanted.
We're going to have another bear sighting here momentarily, a Bear-a-Deli sighting. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the start of this rainy season and the storms that come with it. This is a beautiful shot here at Passive Grill taken before the storms moved in. So let's get to this Bear-a-Deli. He's joining us with a look at the weekend forecast. What do you think, Jeff?
First of all, I love Passive Grill, one of my favorite places in the Bay Area. Second of all, my wife likes to say, if you can't pronounce my name, it's like a bear in a deli. Bear-a-Deli. That's where it comes from, Keith. Yeah, Keith remembered that. I love it. Now, she usually teaches that to kindergarten. You know, she's a teacher, yeah, but it works for you as well. Okay, Max Defender 8 radar. So we had a lot of storms earlier today, but the storms that hit Polk County and Lakeland, so eastern Hillsborough County too, they happen later. And when storms happen later, it takes them longer to discharge all of the rain. So these clouds are still kind of squeezing out some of that rainfall out there. So it's still raining there. Everybody else, the rain has come to an end. Some great pictures for you. Let me step out because there's been amazing skies during the day today. So this one is shooting towards St. Pete Beach. This is Dr. Ellen Prager, a good friend of mine, and another very good friend of mine, Dave Jones in Passive Grill. Look at that cloud to ground or cloud to Gulf of Mexico lightning earlier today. Now this is from Tom in Terra Verde, that funnel cloud that did touch down briefly as a waterspout. And this last one, look at this full rainbow in downtown St. Petersburg. I mean, we had the gamut of weather across the area. Thank you, Sean, for that. Temperature right now is 72 degrees. We have cloudy skies in Tampa. We're going to be dropping into the 60s overnight tonight. Now, the average low is 72. We're headed into the mid-60s for a lot of us. Along the coast, we'll be right around 70. Below normal. Dry, comfortable when we wake up tomorrow morning across the area. And that's just a sign of things to come. Lots of dry air is going to be pouring in starting especially tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow's a transitional day, so we'll see some spotty showers, maybe a downpour or two, but not as rainy as today. Rain chances tomorrow running at around 50% or so. So there's the chance of rainfall tomorrow, the accumulation of rainfall, pretty decent amount, but then basically nothing as we head into Saturday. We'll see a repeat of that on Sunday and again on Monday. It's going to be nice. Some scattered storms out tomorrow. Water temperature is 86, but overall it's a pretty decent beach day. But don't worry, if you can't get out tomorrow, you'll be fine over the weekend. Now, the winds are going to creep up on Saturday, so your better boating days if you headed out into the Gulf to do some fishing, probably Sunday and again on Monday for Memorial Day. Upper level low is forming to the north of us, and with the counterclockwise flow, the moisture is going to be pushed out, and drier air is going to be moving in Saturday, Sunday, and also into Monday. So not only is it going to be dry up there at the cloud level, but we're going to see very low humidity as well. So we will call it pleasant on Saturday, comfortable on Sunday, and still mostly dry on Monday with highs only in the mid-80s, not in the low to mid-90s. It's really a rare, beautiful, pleasant weekend for the end of May. And then in terms of low temperatures, look at this. It's going to be so nice that we're going to get to probably 58 degrees on the Nature Coast on Sunday morning. Here's a look at your 8-day forecast now. So rain chances still 50% tomorrow, but then down to 10% straight through the holiday weekend. Summer returns next week. Time for the Bear-a-Deli bonus. Monster typhoon now. It passed through Guam. It weakened, thankfully, when it hit Guam. Winds are now 185 miles an hour. Pressure is lower than Hurricane Katrina. This truly is a buzzsaw of a storm. That's that basin. In our basin, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration released their new forecast today. The average is 14. They're calling for 12 to 17. In terms of hurricanes, the average is 7. They're calling between 5 and 9. So they're calling for an average season, which is pretty much what everyone thinks because we have El Nino competing against a warm Atlantic, and they're going to be counteracting each other.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Jeff.
We'll be right back.
The Wake Up Forecast is sponsored by Lakeland Hyundai, Central Florida's volume Hyundai dealer.
Hey everyone, tonight Tariq and I are doing something fun with Gigi Hadid, Chase Stokes, plus we have Mickey Dolenz and music from Gersh Bentley. It's a great show tonight.
News Channel 8 Sports is sponsored by the Tampa Bay Area Volkswagen dealers.
In a bizarre series that featured a 20-1 defeat, the Rays wound up winning 3 games out of 4 from the Toronto Blue Jays, but today's victory was anything.
This upcoming Memorial Day weekend, our community needs your help. That's why News Channel 8 is partnering with Culver's for an 8 on Your Side blood drive Friday, May 26th. For participating locations, visit WFLA.com/OneBlood.
That's for you to decide, but you should know the facts. I'm not looking to tell people what to believe or what to think. I am here to tell you to think.
Cuomo.
Boy, I hesitate to say this, but I agree with Chris Cuomo. You don't have to like the outcomes, but we have to trust the outcomes.
Let's talk about all of it. This is the most in-depth and actually thoughtful conversation on this topic I've ever had.
So what do you think?
Vet it, weigh it, be a free agent.
Cuomo. Weeknights at 8/7 Central on News Nation.
More comfortable tomorrow morning. You'll notice it. And then even more comfortable this weekend.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Jimmy Fallon's next. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.